My name is Jason, and this is Just Watches. Alright, today we have a quick review of the new Timex Expedition North Mechanical. So Expedition North is Timex making a more environmentally friendly watch. This includes water-free leather manufacturing, as well as using recycled materials in some of their straps and packaging. Unfortunately, this particular one has a bit of a problem with the movement and will be going back to Timex. So while I didn't get a chance to wear this one, I still wanted to give you my overall impressions and a quick review of the watch. However, before we begin, if you're enjoying the content of this channel, I invite you to subscribe, and if you like the contents of this individual video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. So a quick word on price and availability. As of this recording, this watch is available for $229 on the Timex website. It also comes in a solar-powered quartz version for $159. However, you should always look for deals. I think you can use the 15% off if this is your first order for these watches. So starting with the case, it's 38 millimeters in diameter. It's about 47.5 millimeters lug to lug. It's 10.5 millimeters thick. And then it has a 20 millimeter lug width opening. Now, this is going to be a great size for individuals with smaller wrists. The lugs also have a gentle curve down, which is going to help with the overall wear. I love that they went with a 20 millimeter lug width opening because that's going to open up a ton of aftermarket strap options, and I think almost any color strap is going to go great with this white dial. Finally, the case finishing is completely satin and it's consistent throughout. The strap starts at 20 millimeters and tapers down to 17 millimeters. The pin and collar have the same finishing as the case, which is a nice touch. And then one of the keepers is also signed with Timex. Now, this strap is leather and produced with their zero water manufacturing process. Overall, I'd say the strap is okay. It's quite thick and tough, so I think it'll take a while, but it should break in nicely. I just wonder, I think the top layer is probably going to wrinkle pretty heavily. So I left the sticker on here because this one is getting returned, but the screw and caseback will help provide 100 meters of water resistance. And then the Expedition North logo is high polish, and there's also a really cool design around the edge of the caseback. The 6mm push-pull crown is nicely signed with the Expedition North logo. So for a hand-winding watch, I would like the crown to be a touch wider, since you're going to have to wind this watch often. But this is a minor complaint. I was pretty easily able to wind and set the time on this watch with this crown. So the crystal is a dead flat sapphire crystal with AR coating. And this is a big upgrade here. At this price point, it's pretty rare to get sapphire with AR coating from a big brand like Timex, so I'm very happy it was included on this watch. The dial is a beautiful white. So starting at the edge, there's a raised chapter ring that uses orange markers for each of the hour positions and dashes for each of the minutes. Arabic numerals are used for the hours, and then if you move in slightly closer to the center of the dial, we have military timescale and Arabic numerals as well. Timex is at 12 o'clock and mechanical at 6 o'clock with water resistance and 100 meters tucked at the bottom of the chapter ring. This is a really clean and legible dial, and Timex nailed it with this one. The printing is super crisp and makes the dial very easy to read. The syringe, minute, and hour hands are edged in black, which also helps with the legibility. The minute hand is a touch short for my liking. I would like to see it extend all the way to the edge of the chapter ring, but both hour and minute hands are lumed, and they used a patina color, which I'm also not always a fan of, but I think in this case with the white dial, it really helps to offset the hands from the dial, so it is a good choice here. Finally, the second hand is a simple affair with a counterbalance, but it's also highly legible against the white dial. On the Timegrapher, it's actually doing quite well, running about +6 seconds a day in the dial up position, and then if we give it a minute to settle, you'll see it runs about -6 seconds a day in the crown down position. So the beat error is at about the edge of where you'd like it, but within a tolerable range. So the lume is not great and kind of only really shows up on the hands, which doesn't make it great for reading the time in low light conditions. And here it is, my 6 3/4 inch wrist. You can see it's a very pleasing size and quite thin and wears snug to the wrist as well. So just to demonstrate the problem that I'm talking about, this movement is supposed to hack, but when you pull the crown out, well, you can see the minute hand jump. And to be fair, I guess it's fine if the hand jumps when you pull the crown out, but the movement is not hacking consistently. If I move the crown back and forth a little bit, it will start to hack. But then when I go ahead to then set the time again and I push the crown back in, you can see the minute hand jumps forward. Additionally, that movement is not consistent, so sometimes it jumps a minute, sometimes it jumps about 5 minutes, which basically makes it impossible to accurately set the time. It also doesn't inspire confidence in the quality of this movement. So pros and cons, starting with the pros. Well, it's super nice to see a sapphire crystal with AR coating at this price point from a brand like Timex. They are really listening to enthusiasts and improving as they go. Second, the dial is extremely crisp and highly legible. And third, the 20mm lug width opening is going to open up a huge choice for aftermarket straps, which I think will look great on this watch. As for con, first, the Lume leaves much to be desired, so I would like to see better Lume on versions of this watch in the future. And then secondly, the movement obviously disappointed me. I'm not sure if this is a common issue, I think I just got unlucky, but I would love to see a Miyota movement here, even if it slightly raised the price. Overall, this is such a nice package, and I think a movement like that would really complete the watch overall. So there you guys have it, the Timex Expedition North Mechanical with the white dial. What do you guys think about this watch? Go ahead and leave me a comment in the comments below. As always, if you're enjoying the content of this channel, I invite you to subscribe. And if you like the contents of this individual video, please give it a thumbs up. That's all for this time. My name is Jason, and you have been watching Just Watches.